Hello friends, how are you? Happy weekend. So today it's another CFAT practice test questions with answers in problem solving. This is now video series number 26 in my video series of problem solving questions in your CFAT. Alright, in this video I'm gonna solve two problems. One is regarding distance, speed, and time, and the other one is dimensions, area of a triangle, right triangle. Okay. For more of this CFAT practice test questions, I highly recommend armytest.com for your practice. Okay, I'll put the link in the description of this video. All right, so going right away to number 1. Okay, this is in Toronto, Ontario. 2 subway trains in Toronto are 70 kilometers apart and leave at the same time and travel towards each other. If the speed of train number 1 is 75 kilometers an hour and the speed of train number 2 is 65 kilometers an hour, how long will it take for the two trains to meet? All right, it's an interesting problem. A little bit of a background. This problem here, I have a similar problem in my calculus project before that my teacher gave me. All right, so very similar. So here are your choices, and the correct answer is letter B, 30 minutes, half an hour. Solution. So first we need to know the formula of distance, which is speed times time. And then we let t, we let t as the time of travel. Note that the time of travel of each of the two trains will be the same because they are to meet each other. Okay, and the distance, using the formula right there for distance, the distance traveled by train 1 we'll let it as d, as the unknown number 1, d. So the other unknown here is the distance traveled by train number 2. But we can know that by subtracting 70 minus d, because we know from the problem that it says they are 70 kilometers apart. Okay, so therefore the distance distance traveled by train number 2 will be 70 minus d. So now using the equation now for distance, which is speed times time, we can formulate equation number 1 for train number 1. Now we are given the speed of train number 1 to be 75 kilometers an hour. So we can formulate an equation for train number 1. So it will be distance is equal to speed times time. So we have d is equal to 75 times t being the unknown time. Okay, so we need to formulate another equation because we have two unknowns, the d and t. So how do we come up with equation number 2? We can answer that by using the speed of train number 2, which is 65 right there. So we formulate a second equation for train number 2. We got 70 minus d. This is the distance traveled by train number 2, as I stated previously. This will be equal to speed of train number 2 times the time. So we got 70 minus t is equal to 65t. So now we have to do some substitution, okay? By substituting the value of d in equation 1 into equation 2, we can now solve for t. So notice the equation number 2, 70 minus d equals 65t. So I just copied it right there. 70 minus d is equal to 65t. So we substitute the value of d in equation 1 right there. D equals 75t. We will substitute that in this equation. So now we got 70 minus 75t is equal to 65t. So now we move the negative 75t from the left to the right side of the equation. It becomes now positive. So we got 70 is equal to 65t plus 75t. We got 70 is equal to 140t. T is now 70 divided by 140, or t is equal to 0.5 hour or 30 minutes. Okay, so that is letter B. Okay, we now move to problem number 2. The base of a right triangle is 12 feet. If the area of the triangle is 30 square feet, what is the height of the triangle? So bear in mind that we are dealing with a right triangle here, okay? So here are your choices, and the correct answer is 5 feet. So solution, we need to know the formula of the triangle, of the area of a right triangle, which is 1/2 times base times height. Okay, so A is equal to 1/2 BH. But we are given the area, which is 30 square feet, and the base of the right triangle as 12 feet. There it is right there, given. So this is a direct substitution. So we know the formula is A is equal to 1/2 BH. 30, we substitute the value of the area is equal to 1/2 B base, which is 12 feet. We substitute it in the equation. We now have 30 is equal to 1/2 times 12 times h. H being the unknown height. So we got 30 is equal to 6 times h. 30 is equal to 6h. We now solve for h is equal to 30 divided by 6. So we get h is equal to 5 feet. Okay, which is letter A. So you can also check your answer here whether you have the correct answer. So using the Pythagorean theorem, okay, so hypotenuse squared is equal to base squared plus height squared, or c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay, that's the way you can check using Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you pass your CFAT exam with flying colors, and wish you all the best in your career in the Canadian Forces. The more practice you do, the more chances of you passing your CFAT. Okay, practice makes perfect. Okay, so cheers and have a good one.